The United Nations is urging Russia to leave the creation of humanitarian corridors around the Syrian city of Aleppo to the UN and its partners. Many suspect Russia's offer is actually a ploy to help the government gain control over the city. Correspondent Kevin Cork is at the White House tonight.
We're deeply concerned about the definition, and I have talked to Moscow twice in the last 24 hours.
Secretary of State John Kerry is talking about an agreement between Moscow and Damascus to conduct a, quote, large-scale humanitarian operation in Syria, one that could displace hundreds of thousands of civilians already caught in the crossfire in the fight against ISIS.
It has the risk, if it is a ruse, of completely breaking apart the level of cooperation.
Aleppo and the suburbs have ended up in a difficult situation and are nearly in a critical humanitarian situation.
The United Nations has expressed concern that the Russians and the Assad regime are using the operation to clear out the city for military purposes, a forced displacement, if you will, which some have suggested would be a war crime. The White House is wary.
We're taking a look at Russia's announcement of the humanitarian corridors, but given their record on this, we're skeptical to say the least.
Experts say when it comes to Syria and the fight against ISIS, Moscow and Washington aren't in the same book, let alone on the same page.
We've got about as much common interest in Syria as a bank robber and a customer having a bank. I mean, I just think what we're doing there, but all this talk with the Russians is just useless and nutty.
Even as the spread of ISIS and the fight to combat its reach intensifies, civilian casualties are mounting. From the murder of a priest claimed by ISIS to mass attacks in France, Germany, and Belgium by ISIS terrorists. And dozens of civilians have been killed in airstrikes believed to have been conducted by the U.S.-led coalition throughout Syria. CENTCOM is investigating. This as the U.S. continues to go over a vast trove of new intelligence about ISIS fighters. And that cash, Brett, was actually retrieved by U.S.-backed Kurdish forces in Syria. And we're talking about a massive amount of information, more than 10,000 documents and over 4.5 terabytes of data. Investigators think it'll help the U.S. understand not just about militants on the battlefield, but also about those who hope to export their terror to the West. Brett?
Kevin Cork live on the North Lawn. Kevin, thanks.